Hello, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Yes, no, maybe so. Hello? Can you hear me? Is everyone there? Hey, okay, good. Is the sound okay, or should I hook up my microphone? I just unplugged it, remembering or forgetting that I should plug in my microphone for this. Hello, 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 hello. Hey, girl, hey. Hello, sound is fine. Okay, great, perfect, awesome. Sounds good, cool. Then I will just leave it as it is, and then hopefully next time I'll remember to hook everything back up again. You look good. Oh, thank you. I did take a shower. It's hot today. And when I was supposed to get on the call, someone knocked on my door and was trying to sell me a roof. So that's why I'm a smidgen late. I had to politely tell them that I was not interested in their roofs. So how are you guys all doing today? How are you? All the kitties in the background. Yes, there's Sniffles, there's Gatsby. They actually think that my office is just their room dedicated to them, which is, I think that's funny, but yeah. I actually just got done. Sir, do you not see I have a roof already? Okay, thanks, right? Hello, Mike. How are you? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that you like my glasses. I love these glasses as well. I've had them for like 8 years, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of them as long as they don't break. And even if they break, I think I might try to have someone fix them if they can't get like a new pair. I'm gonna watch as I crochet. Ooh, paper flower. I wish that I too could crochet. I would love to be able to crochet. Let's see. I'm already gonna watch. Okay, got it. Hello. Thank you all so much for the likes. Let me pin the little thing if anybody wants to buy a reading. But again, that's not the point of our live stream today. The point of our live stream today is just to hang out and chat. But if anybody wants to purchase a reading, they can do so using the link in the description or the one that I will pin in just a minute. I have it here. There. And then we'll go from there, right? Right. Oh, I always hit the wrong button for this. Let's see. Now, how do I pin-a-doodle this? What crystal is on my necklace? It is sandstone. It took me a while to figure that out. But she's not technically my aunt, but I've always called her my aunt. My aunt got it for me. So it's nice. Okay, I just got an ad as the live started. I'm sorry. Thank you for your support of still watching with the ad as well. Okay, so what was I going to say? Hi, Ashley. Hello. Are the plants particularly talkative today? It says Reaper Smiles. It's windy where I'm at. I don't know if they're necessarily particularly talkative. Usually I always get it mixed up. Roberto back there, he's sassy. When I used to work at an office, I had him right on my front desk. And he liked being because I was a trade show coordinator, right? So I was an executive admin assistant and a trade show coordinator, and I absolutely adored my job. Was it stressful sometimes? Yes, but what job isn't stressful? It really doesn't matter what you do. There's always going to be stressors in there. But I had an office where I could be more quiet to do trade show things. And then when I was doing more executive admin stuff and I was able to just sit and talk to people, I would sit at the front desk, right? Because admin person. And I always had Roberto on the desk, and I used to put him in my office, and he would get sad that I put him in the office because the office had a window, right? So I was like, okay, Roberto's going to like it because there's a window. But he would get annoyed because he wanted to be on the front desk, even though there wasn't a window, so that he could hear everyone gossip, because my desk was also right by the lunch area where people would come to like make their coffees and stuff. So he would hear all of the tea. So he would rather be out in the reception area than in the office by the window because that's just who Roberto is. Roberto is a great name for him. Thank you. I appreciate that. Jay says, my plants just got a major haircut and I'm constantly reassuring them that they will grow nice and glorious again. Daria says, hello from Bavaria, Germany. Hello. What is it? Wie geht es dir? Daria. Oh, thank you. Jesse says, I love seeing the videos and lives you've been missed. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've changed the content schedule because I'm a mom now and I do mom and wifing full time. And then this is my other full-time job. I can't say like it's part-time and part-time because it really is just, I'm trying to do PsycKicks and motherhood and being a wife succinctly at the same time. Hello from Oklahoma. Logan says, me surrounded by my 80 plants now wondering what their opinions of me are. Okay, so my friend just sent me a book. Did I write it? I know I wrote it down somewhere. It was like, your plants have opinions of you, and P.S. it's that they hate you or something. And it's by a person. I don't know where I wrote it down. I have sticky notes everywhere, and then I lose them and write them somewhere else and then forget them. Let me see if I can find it, because I want to read it as well. Okay, this is called the book for all of you plant people out there that my friend sent me. It's called Houseplants and Their Effed Up Thoughts. P.S. They Hate You by Carlisle Christoph and Elizabeth Sake, Saake, or Saki. So if that helps you, I'll read it one more time. Houseplants and it's not effed up. It's the actual word. I'm just being PG for YouTube. And Their Effed Up Thoughts. P.S. They Hate You by Carlisle Christoph and Elizabeth Saki. So I want to read that book too. I think it would be fun to do like book club for Patreon. We have something right now called Mediumship Circle, but I have ideas about restructuring Mediumship Circle, not to something necessarily where people have the expectation of me teaching you something. They hate you is crazy. No. And instead of having the expectation for Patreon mediumship circles of me teaching you something, which I can always talk at you, but I would rather not talk at you. That's also why I like doing the lives with the chats. But I want to restructure mediumship circle to perhaps be something different where it's more so in like, again, not me talking at you or teaching you things, but everyone learning as a group. And I thought perhaps doing like a book club addition to that might be fun. But anyways, Jace is more like a discussion circle. Yes, but I'm trying to find like a really cute name to rename it to. That's kind of like punny because that's me. I like alliterations and I like things that rhyme and I like stuff that's punny. So I'm thinking about it. It's in the works. I just have to figure out the logistics of it, if you will. Get like a good flow of books to start with and, you know, for people to pick from, because I don't want to just be like, this is the book we're going to read. Be like, here, these are the options you have. And then go from there. But Bex says, can I go next? I have a meeting at 3:30, but I can come back at 4. Bex, yeah, I'm sorry. Let's see. Let me do this really quick. I don't need that. I need this. Bex, I'm just looking for reading. Bex, you're Becky, right? Becky E, right? Book spook. Yes. Okay, Bex, let's do your reading first since you have somewhere to go. And then we'll go back to everyone else that's before you. But honestly, you're the first person. So it works that way anyways. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. We will do readings and I will continue talking as well. So let's go into Beck's reading. They purchased a PsycKick reading. And I also want to say thank you for everyone that's purchasing a reading. Again, this isn't the point of this, but you support me and I appreciate it. So thank you. Okay, so Bex has a PsycKick reading. And their questions are, or the comments that they have is, Cinderella is a gray mix long hair. I assume Cinderella is a cat. Yes, Bex, if you want to let me know. Yes, okay. I want to know how she is adjusting to our house. You got a kitty cat! Sorry, I had a reading with Bex a little while ago, and they were asking me if they should get a cat or if they shouldn't get a cat. And I can't tell you what to do or what you should do, because I don't think that the future is definite. I don't think, there's like mediums out there that are like, oh, I can tell you your future. And I think that's like audacious of them, because of free will and lots of other little things. Also, it's just a lot of like pressure. So the only real answer that I got for Bex during their reading was that they could get a cat if they wanted to. And if they did, they could get an older cat. So I'm going to ask, is Cinderella younger though, Bex? Is she like 3 to 5 years old or younger? Ashley says, but it should always be yes. Bex says, yes, she is 2. Okay, good. Because she says she's like 2 or 3, but she's kind of big. So that's why I was like, is she more than 3? I want to know why she is meowing so much in the morning. Is she getting enough food? Okay. She's super, super happy. Does she just like get the zoomies and run around everywhere? Bex, I just want to make sure that I'm talking to her. Because, okay, yes, because she tells me that she gets the zoomies. And I want to make sure I'm connected to her. She meows in the morning because it's like her time of day. So what she's doing is not necessarily something that is like bad. They call it cat calling. It can be like a territorial thing. Most of the time, the way I've had cats explain it to me is they're like, this is my domain. They really just get excited and like to announce themselves and anyone else in the vicinity that could be near them. Like, this is my house. This is where I live. Hello, good morning. Everything's happening. And Beck says she wakes up. Yes, she wakes up and she has to let everyone else in the house know that she too is awake. She really likes the food that you're feeding her. You're feeding her both wet food and dry food, yes? Yes. Okay. Because she says that she likes to eat her wet food. At first, it kind of upset her tummy a little bit. Not because it's bad for her. I just think that it was rich. So she said the food was a little, it's not bad for her. She likes it. It just was, there was like an adjustment period for her to get used to it, or she still is getting a little used to it. But she does really like her, she really likes her crunchy food as well. So I think you're doing fine. She really likes the water in your house as well, too. Cats often talk about like food and water and smells. They're very sensitive to those things. Do you call her to come sit with you, Bex? Yes. Okay, because she shows me you getting like excited and like patting on the seat next to you or on the couch or on the bed. And she gets really excited that you call her. No one's ever really called her like that before with such like enthusiasm, and she gets very excited about it. She's interested in what you got to sell, what you have to give. Do you have any other last questions for Cinderella before we move on? Because she's very happy. She's getting enough food. Hello, Mando. And she enjoys when you call her. Hello, Ivan. Any last questions, Becky, before we move on? Tell Cinderella we say hi, Bex. Everyone in chat say hi to Cinderella. Right? I really love doing pet psychic readings. I like doing medium readings. It's fun, and I like connecting to souls, but pet and plant readings are always just fun. I would say 99.99% of the time. She does like to be carried. That's awesome. Okay. I don't think Bex has any other questions? Hello, everybody that's in chat. Oh, does she like being carried? She's getting more used to it. Because she shows me that you'll pick her up like a baby, and it freaked her out a little bit at first, but it does feel good. You know, like those videos where the cats are like feral, and then once they figure out that getting their head pet feels really good, they're like, and they nuzzle into it. That's a little bit how she feels. So she doesn't hate it. She's getting used to it. Thank you. She's adorable. I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. It makes me happy. Yes, Ivan, I am doing a pet reading right now, but we are moving on to the next reading. So let's see. All right, I'm looking for... Oh, I'm going to ruin your name again. Let me look it up really quick. Iman. I just wanted to make sure I said your name right, because I know it's phonetically different than how my white lady brain wants to say. Yes, Iman. Iman, thank you for purchasing the pet psychic reading. So these are Iman's questions. And I know who you are. I know it is Arabic, and it's so cool because I was looking up the meaning of your name too. I don't remember what it is. I just remember it was cool. I really like name meanings. And that's how I remember in my brain that I have to remember how to say it differently because it means something cool and I don't want to mess it up. We had a lovely patron that was from Australia for the longest time, and they had a beautiful like native name, and I could never pronounce it for the life of me. So I'm glad that I could at least pronounce your name, Iman. Okay, so Iman's questions is a pet psychic reading. You have, is it Leia? I'm going to say Leia, Leia. She's a Siamese cat. I only have one cat. That's perfect. Thank you for telling me that you only have one, because I've been doing more pet psychic readings lately, and people think that they're only for one pet per reading, but it's really just however many pets you have if you book a like a full private reading. And sometimes I have other animals coming in and people won't tell me about it. And I'm like, who's talking? And they're like, well, I have this other animal. I was like, we could talk to them too. Can we talk to them first? Because they're like infiltrating my mind. I am doing good. Thank you, Iman. I hope you're doing good too. Post reading with moving, because I know you were talking about moving for... Oh, Leia, like the princess. Got it. Princess Leia. That's lovely for you to say. Immediately got it. Okay, so Leia says, does she know when we are traveling? Would she like to go out with us sometimes? She does know when you're traveling. Have you only traveled for like 3 days to like 7 days at the most with her, Iman? Also, if you want to know what I'm drinking, it's cream soda. Have you ever read a cow? I would love to hear a cow's thoughts. I would also love to read a cow. No, consciously I've not read a cow yet, but I would love to. I'm the person in the car when we're driving that says cow or horses when we see cows or horses, and now my son is also becoming that. But okay, so Aman says yes. So you're only traveling 3 to 7 days at most, because she shows me animals will give me like a perception of time. It's more of like a feeling than like a definitive answer. Do you sometimes also FaceTime with Leia when you're traveling? Is there also a woman that watches her, or like a sister of yours? I know that was 2 questions at once. I've been thinking about my dog Max and Owen. They have been the same color of fur, and I'm wondering if they're with me. 1 second, Ivan. Ask me that again in a couple minutes and I'll try to answer. Cows are my top 2 favorite animals. Yes, my maid, but also another person when we're away. Okay, perfect. Because she says that sometimes you FaceTime her, but it's not often that you're on the phone and she knows that you're also like on the phone. I know it sounds weird, but I've had so many animals tell me about FaceTime since like when COVID was really bad and you couldn't go into like the room if you were putting your animal down, like you couldn't have more than one person. People got around that with FaceTime, and so many animals told me about that. It's ridiculous. So a lot of times pets will talk about FaceTiming, and I know it seems weird because they're not like actually looking at things, but they always know what's going on. So yes, Leia does know when you're traveling because when I ask her, she tells me that you're never really gone for more than a week, and that there's women that watch her, and that sometimes people are on the phone with you when that's happening, which is very cute. You asked, does she prefer if she has another cat companion? I don't think that she needs another cat companion. I don't think she has anxiety about being an only cat. If you did want to get another cat, you could. I don't think she would be opposed to it, but as a necessity, I don't think it's necessary for her to have another cat. At least when I ask her about her feelings about it, she's very cool, calm, and collected and confident about being an only house cat at the time. You also asked, would she like to go out with us sometimes? Do you have like a little patio or a balcony? She shows me that there's like a little small stamp of like concrete or stone or something that goes outside from the house. Is that correct, Amon? Leia like the princess. That's so fabulous. OMG, yes, that's her spot. Okay, because she's happy with just being in that little spot. She doesn't necessarily want to travel. You could try it, but she is very content with her life. She's very happy. Is the queen of the house, if you will. So she's happy with her little spot that she can sit in the sun outside just a little bit. But as far as like traveling farther than that, it's not necessarily she wants. She is my little diva. That's how Sniffles is. Where is she? Oh, she's under the table. You can't see her. Oh, there she is. Sniffles. She was the only cat or the only animal that I had for like 6 years, and then we got Fennel, my big old dog. And once she figured out that Fennel gets to go outside to go potty, that like completely changed everything in Sniffles' brain. And she was like, she gets to go outside. Why don't I get to go outside? So my husband and I are in the process of figuring out how to make an outdoor cat house because buying them can be very expensive. And so that she can, I keep getting it wrong, so that she can go outside. Anyways. So Yvonne says, we were thinking she might get lonely, but I know she doesn't like other cats. Okay, yeah, no, she's not lonely at all. Why doesn't she like to be brushed? That's so funny. So there's 2 reasons she doesn't want to be brushed. When I ask her, the first reason is she says, in a way, she conveys like, you're trying to mess with perfection type of thing. Iman, so when you try to brush her, she gets annoyed that you're trying to do something that she feels that she's completely capable of doing herself. The other reason is she says there's one brush that has really like short bristles and a lot of them. And she says that one causes static on her fur and it feels weird. Kind of like when you get static on like your arm or on your hair when you pull off a sweatshirt. She doesn't like the fact that it causes static cling on her fur. So those are 2 reasons she doesn't like being brushed. And then your last question was anything else that might come up that bothers her or she would like to communicate. Do you have like a little fish toy that's like blue perhaps? Or a cat toy that's like a dark blue color? Okay, I know other people have been asking questions. If I don't answer, I'll try to answer a little question for you in a minute. Christina says, hello, Liv. I'm Christina. How is my cat doing in heaven? Without specifically talking to them, I am sure that they are doing fine. I'm confident in that answer, just in the fact that I've talked to so many souls. I've never talked to a pet that's been upset about being in heaven. If that helps you. Amon says, I'm not sure. Okay, because she talks about like there's this toy. I don't know if it's fish shaped or if it looks like a fish, but I feel like it could be like a dark blue or purple color. And she says that it annoys her. Which is just kind of funny. Almost, I don't know if it moves or if it's hard, but she makes me feel like every time she's played with it, it always just feels awkward. And it's like almost trying. You're welcome, Christina. Thank you. But it's awkward and it's like it frustrates her more than it makes her happy to play with. So maybe you'll find it like under the couch or something. But it's really fun. It's really funny that she thinks it's frustrating. Amon, she cracks me up. She is very sassy. I just got done talking to a cat yesterday named Teddy, and he was like a long-haired looking Siamese cat, or like a Russian blue maybe. No, the Russian blues are grays. I don't think this one was gray. But he was so polite and so quiet. And his owner was like, well, he likes to talk a lot. And I'm like, I'm not negating from that. I'm just saying that he's polite, because usually when I talk to cats like Leia, they're very opinionated and not afraid to talk about their opinions. So okay. Thank you very much, Amon, for your support and for reading. And I hope that you liked your little mini pet psychic reading for Leia. I hope everything's going well for you. I know you're going through a lot of changes, so thank you. A true gentleman. He was. His name was Teddy, and he really was a nice little gentleman. He only talked if I asked him a question. Otherwise, he was very quiet, and it was just cute. Okay, so the next reading is from Jessie, and Jessie has a pet reading. Jessie, can you let me know where you are in the chat, please? It's Jessie D. Oh, good. There you are. Perfect. And your name matches too. Okay, so Jessie has a... Oh, and we just got done talking about a Teddy, and now your animal's name is Teddy. One moment. Paper Flower says, I have a question you don't have to answer. I fostered a kitten a ways back and adopted him, but he ended up going missing. Is he all right? Oh, we can try and talk about that in a little bit later. Sorry, Ryan timing. No, it's okay. I just have to ask questions because I want to make sure that I would be connecting to the kitten. So anyways, okay, we will do... I'm going to focus. We're going to answer Jessie's questions first. So I'm just writing your name down so that I don't forget to log everything. Okay, so Jessie has a yellow-white Lab Dane mix. Oh, adorable. Absolutely adorable. I used to have a dog named Tasha, and she was Great Dane and Yellow Lab mix, and I miss her. She was a fabulous dog. So Jessie says he's just getting old, and I want to check in and make sure he's good and doesn't need anything or is annoyed by anyone or anything. Is he older than 10, Jessie? Is he like 12 or 13? We'll just wait. Also, if you see me writing, it's just because I am. Sometimes writing helps me. He's 9.5. Okay. Because he told me about being like 10, but he looks or like feels older to me. So I just wanted to make sure. Is there like an older man that he gets to see, Jessie? Hi, Paul. Hello. If we have time at the end, I'll try to do like little tiny question readings. We talk like he's 12, lol. That's funny. Jesse, is there like an older man that Teddy would hang out with, like maybe your father or your husband's father, something like that? Because there's like an older man that he talks about that he really, really likes. Not really. My husband and Bill are the only men he really sees. Okay. Because there's a man that wears jeans and like a t-shirt and a baseball hat. I feel like his hair would have been blonde, but he hasn't seen my father in over 3 years. Oh, well, does this description match your father then? He has jeans, like a t-shirt. He's older, like 50s or 60s. His hair would have been maybe blonde or lighter, but it's like gray and short cut, and he wears it over a hat or graying. I don't know. It kind of sticks out from underneath his hat a little bit, and he would have had a mustache. Do you know who this man might be? I feel like he would have wore boots or like brown loafers or brown boots. I'm just trying to see him from Teddy's point of view, which is like down here. That may have been his original owner. Oh, okay. Got it. Did that man pass, do you know? No. He didn't pass before he got him, or before you guys got him, did he? My husband's uncle had him the first 6 months of his life. Then we took him. Okay. Got it. That might be who he's talking about then. He did pass. Okay. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, since that was your husband's uncle, but he really enjoyed the 6 months that he had him. He may see him now too, even though he's passed, like in spirit. Animals are a lot like children. They don't have developed egos, so their ability to perceive paranormal or metaphysical spiritual energy sorry, I'm like blanking. Their ability to perceive paranormal energy or metaphysical things is a lot easier because their brain doesn't tell them like, oh, that's not right. So he would take Teddy to visit him for years before he passed. Oh, that's so sweet. Because I see it from Teddy's point of view, where this man would be like in front of him. The walls to the house are just like tan or like off-white, if you will. There's a lamp and a chair. I'm not sure about the lamp, but there's like an ottoman chair, like a lazy boy that, you know, that guys like. And I feel like the guy gets up off the lazy boy and he's standing over Teddy, and he's just very excited and happy about it. And I can see the hat and the mustache and the jeans and the t-shirt and stuff. So anyways, do you guys feed him ice cream too? Because he is talking about ice cream, which is really cute. You nailed that. Oh, well, thank you. The ice cream or the house? He doesn't eat ice cream. Okay. So the house. Got it. He can't do dairy. Is there something that you give him that's like, it wouldn't be yogurt then? Because he talks about something that I would perceive as like ice cream or like something sweet. And it's like white or off-white. So I'm not sure what that might be. I can be wrong though. So I want to make sure I say that as well, because you're not just like racking your brain for something that's not right. Is he ever around children, Jesse? Is he ever around children or another dog that's a girl? Weekly, I have 2 nieces and a nephew and a stepdaughter. Okay, because he's showing me. Is the nephew younger? Is he little? Because he's talking about a little boy that he likes more. My sister had and has a girl dog. Oh, okay, good. Has he met the girl dog too? Because he's talking about the female dog. Yes, nephew's one. Okay, perfect. Because the boy looks like he's like beginning toddler age. He really likes the little boy because the little boy, I feel like the girls like him more and they dote over him and do like funny little girl things that girls would do with dogs. Like I one time painted Tasha, the dog that I was talking about before. I painted her nails pink when I was little. I just kept feeding her food so she would sit still. But your nephew doesn't necessarily do those things. He only met the new one once. The new dog? Okay. Because he talks about the meeting a girl female dog. So, and I feel like I'm getting off topic. Yes, the 3-year-old loves him. Yes. That's so funny. He says that the girls dote over him, but he really likes the nephew because he's a little bit quieter, but in different ways. So anyways, he's a very happy boy. Does your husband take him outside sometimes and he just has time with just your husband and him, like going outside in the backyard for a walk or something like that? Because he shows me going outside with just your husband for a little bit, like little jaunts, if you will, guy time. Sorry, you're probably like responding really fast. Sorry, Ad. Nope, that's okay. What's up? I was just thinking about you today, TOC Cinema. I thought about texting you. A while ago, actually. Sorry. He takes him out for his evening bathroom breaks. Okay, because he really enjoys the little time that he spends with your husband if he goes out in the backyard with him. It makes him happy and he enjoys those little short jaunts, if you will. So I don't think there's necessarily anything. I mean, I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not a veterinarian. But I know he's older and I don't give health advice. So if you think that you should take him to the vet for any reason, go for it. But he's not immediately telling me anything besides that he wants his eyes to be rubbed more. Like he's not telling me anything about his body is what I should say. Nothing immediately jumps out. Nothing that is overwhelming or bothering him. He just says his eyes get itchy sometimes. So anyways. Okay, my husband will love that. He's always getting his eye boogers. Great, great, great. Perfect. Because I was like, is there anything else you want to say? Because they're worried about you getting old. And he just says, I love when my eyes get rubbed because my eyes get itchy and I can't rub them by myself as well. So, okay, perfect. Jesse, do you have any last questions before we move on to the next reading? Also, hello, Angel Fairy. What's up? Anitra says, is the outfit that you have on a dress? I like it because gray and black are 2 out of the 3 of my favorite colors. No, they're not. And I'll show you. It's a romper. See? Thank you. If he doesn't have anything else to say, I'm happy. Okay, perfect. I don't, the only other thing is that there's some treat that you give him that he likes. It may not be ice cream, but he did talk about, a treat that's sweeter that you give him, whatever that may be. So, okay. Thank you very much for letting me talk to Teddy. It makes me happy. And we'll move on to the next reading. Okay, let's see. Thank you all for hanging with me. Oh, I also finally got a new phone. It's been the fridge. I don't know if it's the fridge. I could just be interpreting it wrong, but there's something that smells sweet that you give him as a treat. I don't know if it's peanut butter or if there's just some treat to him that smells sweeter or if it's like sweet potato, but something. Either way, he's very happy. Davita Entertainment says, I love your videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Can the cat possibly sneak some bites off of ice cream when you all aren't looking? Well, he's actually a dog. Lucky Phoenix. So funny. Okay, moving on. Thank you. He only gets 3, so we'll keep him on hand. Oh, is it in the fridge? Okay. Whipped cream? I know, I was thinking maybe it was whipped cream, but she said he can't have dairy, so it's okay. We'll keep them on. Okay, got it. Moving on. I will always get sidetracked. Okay, so we have Anitra. Anitra has a psychic medium reading. Thank you, Anita, since you just asked about my dress too. I also got this at Target, if that helps you. I haven't gone shopping for clothes in a while because I lost a lot of weight and then I got pregnant and gained a lot of weight and now I've lost a little bit of weight. But this thing has always fit. And I think it fit me until I was like 3 or 4 months pregnant too. And it's got like the little sides. So it's just hot here. It feels good to wear something that's... I was wondering where you got it from. Are you psychic? He gets these cold oat berry waffle things. Oh, that could be what it is then. Cold oat berry waffle things. Okay, Jesse, it might be that then, because it definitely is sweet. A lot of times animals will tell me if something's sweet or savory, but it's very much sweet. So I think that's probably what it is. Jesse said, Emma says, Jesse, do you have enough for the class? They smell sweet. So woo. Okay, good. No, you did a good job. I appreciate that. It just, I guess it got lost in translation. Cause I don't think I have anything in my head for that as like a baseline, you know? So, oh, Mon's a redhead too. Thank you. My hair's not as red as I wish it was. My mom has like auburn red hair. Mine's just strawberry blonde. But you guys are very kind. Let's move on because I will keep getting sidetracked with Anitra. Okay, Anitra. I wanted to know from a family member on my father's side, why does my father want to have a relationship with me but doesn't act the same way when I'm not there or is being two-faced? Anitra, does your father have a partner? I wasn't sure how many questions I could ask, so I just asked one. That's very kind of you. I appreciate that. Yes. Okay, so he does have somebody that I feel like he has like a significant other. There's another woman that's telling him he should have a relationship with you. So the reason the relationship is two-faced is because I don't think he's necessarily doing it for himself. Oh, yes, his wife. Okay. And his wife's not your mom, though, right? No. Okay, perfect. Hi, Lorna. You can ask a question. We're doing live stream readings. If you're interested in purchasing a reading, you can do so using the link above and in the top. And if there's a reading that's out, let me know. If I'm able to get through all the readings that I have in a timely manner, then I might add more, but I also will try to just answer some questions if I have a little bit of time as well. So, no, she's a drinker. Okay, I'm so sorry. So when I read your question, immediately I saw that there was another woman who wasn't your mom, so thank you for confirming that for me, who's telling him that she should have a relation or that he should have a relationship with you. So he's trying to do it in order to make her happy, I believe. I could be wrong. But that's why it seems like it's two-faced. It's not necessarily that. I think on some level he does. Is there a woman that you want to talk to in heaven about this? Do you want to talk to like his mom? I hope you heard that. Great-grandmother. Okay, because while I'm seeing things more psychically, and then I just asked, I said, okay, who wants to step forward from spirit? And this little older woman stepped forward, and she's kind, but she also doesn't take crap. She has very high standards and good cutoffs for stuff that she would think is not good. Oh, good. LOL. Yes. She has darker colored hair, and when she was younger, she had darker colored hair. She says that there is a small bit of him. There's a percentage of him that does want to actually have a relationship with you, Anitra. However, he struggles with the decisions that he's made in the past. Does that make sense? It's almost like he's struggling with embracing who he wants to be, which is someone who is in your life to more of an extent. However, it's he's made a lot of decisions in his life that have gotten him to where he is today. However, that has created a perception of him in his own version of reality, like thinking he's like a really cool biker dude, right? So now this woman's saying, hey, you should have more of a relationship with your daughter for whatever reason. However, I do think that he does want to have more of a relationship with you too. But every time he starts to feel those like soft, feely butterflies, he goes back to being like, no, I'm this really cool biker dude. I can't do that. Does that make sense? It's a very like internal conflicting thing. I hope I was able to explain that in a good way, or a concise, clear enough way. Oh, bye, Paul. Thanks for stopping in. Yes, it does. It's hard to have a relationship with him. Okay. Yeah, I think it's hard to have a relationship with him because he also has a hard time having a relationship with himself. If you want to continue having a relationship with him, you can do so. This woman just says, don't feel so bad about it, or don't put so much on it. Does that make sense? Given the situation that he's been in for 20 plus years. Yeah. Your great-grandmother just wants to, again, say that if you do want to have a relationship with him, don't put so much pressure on it. If one day he wants to be cool with you, great. And then the next day he pulls back a little bit, you might just have to go with the flow, if you will. And not think that it's something that you're doing, because I don't think it is something that you're doing. I think he's just going on with his own internal conflict. Oh, you guys are so sweet. It is a hard situation. It's hard to have a relationship with him because I would have to be fake around him. I understand. Well, he's also being a little fake around you too, so to be nice about it. So it might be hard. Does he have a brother who's passed? Okay. You said Anitra says I'm not sure. That's all right. Because he struggles a lot with himself, and that's why the relationship is hard. And I would say, like, try talking about it, or talking about things to him, so that you guys don't feel like you have to be fake. But that could just like scare him entirely. He may never be ready to talk about the hard things. So whether you continue to want to have a relationship with him in the same capacity or not is entirely up to you. But at least perhaps now you have a little bit more insight as to why it seems so wishy-washy. So thank you very much for asking that question. I hope that you were able to get a little perspective about it. Do you have one last question before we move on to the next person? All of you are so kind. Yes. Okay. Shoot. Go for it. If you guys are just stopping by, we're doing live stream readings and talking about spiritual things. Any messages from my grandfather on my mother's side? Was your grandfather on your mother's side in the military, and did he have land before he passed or grew up on a farm? I miss him so much, and I want him to know I'm tired mentally. Well, souls know, see, hear, and feel everything. So he knows what's going on with you. I'm sorry about that. I know how you feel. I've experienced that before. He was in the military. Okay. He just, because he shows me he's in the military, but then he shows me himself being like out in like a rural area. Did he smoke too? And for anybody that's watching this, I'm not sure if he had land, but he did live with my grandmother in Arizona. Okay. No, that's all right. He might just be picking that to show me more symbolically than literally, if that makes any sense. I feel like maybe he smoked, which is why I want to make sure I'm talking to him. They had a house there. That's very cool. He's a very like man's man. He did smoke. Okay, good. But he's also very, very kind. And basically what he wants to say is, if you ever want to talk to him, you can. If you ever want to talk to anybody that's in heaven or spirit, for anybody that's watching, you can. You don't need a psychic medium to talk to your past loved ones. You just may want to employ a psychic medium to hear what they have to say back to you, but it's never, most of Arizona is rural. But you don't need a medium for you to talk to your past loved ones, because they know, see, hear, and feel everything. So please know that. He just wants to say that it's not that he wants to say. He shows me that when you were little, you looked up to him a lot. And because he's gone, you feel like you don't have that leadership role model figure to look up to anymore. And he says just because he's gone doesn't mean, just because he's passed doesn't mean that he's gone. So to still have that figure to look up to and to talk to, you can. Your relationship just changed, as in he can't sit across the table from you anymore and have a conversation and smoke, but you can still talk to him. It's just in a different way. And you can still look up to him, but in a different way. Does that make sense? It's more like your relationship has evolved, not ended. You guys are sweet. Yes, it does. Okay, good. Because even though you're going through a lot of things right now, he can still be around you. He can still and is listening to what you have to say. And if you need a role model, you can still reach out to him. So, you guys are going to make me cry. I've been thinking about shadow work personally lately. And I think it's kind of satirical a little bit that I'm a medium, but personally, a lot of my family has died before I really got to know them. And I always wanted to know about my great grandpa. Everyone called him Pa, and he was apparently this amazing, kind, lovely guy, and he lived to be like 97. But I never got to know him. And I think it's kind of satirical that as a medium, I talk to a lot of people's grandparents, but I never really got to know my own. Anyways, just a little aside. But you guys are talking about missing your grandpas, and it's cool to meet all of your grandparents as a medium. Anitra says, I've been kind of scared about having a father figure, which is why I asked about my father. Ah, got it. Or your grandfather. Of course. Let's see. Can we have a wee loan of your grandfather, please? Yes. So, Anitra, just before we move on, your grandfather's around. He's with you. I know it's not in the way that you want, because that's really hard, but it's still, he's still going to listen and help you in the ways that he can. So thank you very much for purchasing a reading. I hope I was able to help give insider perspective. I hope he doesn't mind me cussing. He says we're not going to talk about that today. It's not important. That's so funny. It's not important. So funny. I like that one. Yes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, moving on. Oh, we have a plant reading. I'm excited. Is Karina E in the chat? My Nana isn't a fan of me smoking. Is Karina E in the chat? Yes, here. Okay, good. And your name is the same. Perfect. All right. So thank you for purchasing a plant reading. I'm excited to talk to your plants. Karina says, plant reading for my Pathos and Bird of Paradise plant. Okay. I don't know what any of those look like. Let me see. I feel like Pathos is like something that's like green and white, but I'm not sure. Oh, Pathos plant, please. Yes. Okay, good. It is. It has like the little white parts on it. Okay, so they showed me that, and then your Bird of Paradise. I just want to make sure that they're showing me themselves as the same too. I know the Bird of Paradise looks different. It has like colors to it. Bird of Paradise plant. Oh, okay, got it. Wait, when the flowers. Does the Bird of Paradise flower? Yes, okay, because he's showing me with the flowers. Got it. Wow, a Bird of Paradise plant and a Pathos. Yes. Okay, so now that I know what they look like, I just got dizzy there for a second. I don't know why. Let's see. Okay. Mine doesn't have flowers right now. I know it doesn't have flowers right now. I was just going to say it wants to flower, though. How do we make it flower? Do you need to get another one and like put it next to each other so they can do like their little plant sexy time dance and have flowers? Because your Bird of Paradise plant does want to flower, but it hasn't. So what can we do to make it flower first and foremost? Jay, sing to it. Yes, sing to the plant. Play rock music for it, whatever music that they like. OMG, I didn't think it may need more sun. Okay. So aside from your Bird of Paradise plant wanting to flower, it might need a little more water. Do you have it in like a big pot on the floor? I talk to it almost every day. Do you have like a big pot on the floor? Is it in a big pot on the floor next to a window? Just waiting for an answer. And I do have the chat slow. A standing pot. Okay. They hate us anyways, apparently. Right? That's hilarious. A standing pot. Okay, so it's not on the floor, but a standing pot. Did you used to have it upstairs? Kind of a big pot right next to the window, but I moved it to my bedroom. Oh, okay, good. Because it likes being in your bedroom. I was just going to say, did you have it like in a bedroom or upstairs in a bedroom? Because it was saying it likes being in the bedroom more. It's quieter and it's cozier, and the humidity is a little bit higher, which is kind of funny in a good way. So I think you moving your bird of paradise plant into your bedroom is a good thing. It likes being where it is, even though it might need a little more sun. Oh, wow. I wasn't sure if it liked the bedroom. No, it does. It's a lot quieter. It likes being where it's a little bit quieter, which is nice. Hello. It is quieter. Now, for your hanging plant or the pathos plant, it is male also, lol. I'm glad that you know that. Sometimes I talk to plants and they have more of a they feeling. And then it wasn't until that I remembered that plants can be both male and female, and I thought that was kind of funny. More humid due to master bath shower, maybe. Hello, Jojo. So moving on to the pathos plant or pathos plant. Do you have that one up high, Karina? Aw. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Everyone can hear me if I sneeze. Watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. Do you have your thank you, V. It's my oldest plant right now, no standing or it's my oldest plant right now, no standing or driving. Okay, he's in a standing pot. Got it. I feel like he needs to be pruned. And I know that's probably not what you want to hear. Look into it first. Don't just do what I say because I'm terrible with plants. Just based on the way that he makes me feel, I feel like he has too much like little growth underneath everything. Where like the longer tendrils are, there's like little things of growth trying to push through the bigger parts, and it's almost like the bigger parts might need to be cut a little bit or moved aside so that the little ones can come through because it's taking too much energy and resources from him to try and push through everything. Hello, Rachel. Is that right or is that completely wrong? He just makes me feel like he's growing from beneath, almost like if like when your animal's hair gets matted, it's like it gets matted underneath because all the new growth is underneath it pushing the old stuff out, and he says it's just really heavy. Hello. Do you have specific questions for either of your plants, Karina? Karina says, I think it makes sense. Okay. I can see that. Okay, good. Because I'm like, I don't know if he necessarily needs them to be cut, but whatever it is that you can do for plants or not, maybe he just wants to talk about it and he's just going through it. And there's nothing that you have to do. But plants are funny energy. Are they positive plants? I do think that they are positive. Your pathos plants, I know I'm just going to keep saying it wrong. Your pathos plant likes animals a little bit. He likes to watch them. I don't know if he's been in the house with animals before, but he makes me feel like he's had animals walk by him and he likes animals, whereas your bird of paradise plant likes people more. Kind of like Roberto over there, how he likes to listen to people talk. Your bird of paradise plant likes to listen to the tea as well. Plants also go through it. They do like you. They do like you. Coley says, that is funny. I had two things going on with my plants yesterday, and if they could talk, I bet they would hate me. Karina says, I have a cat. Okay, good. Yeah, your pathos plant likes the cat, likes animals more, the cat. And your bird of paradise plant likes people more, which is very cute. JC, yes. We are doing paid readings right now. Although if I have time at the end, I'm going to try and answer some people's questions, but I do these live streams once a month, if not twice. So if you're interested in coming back, cool. You can also watch a replay of one of my past live streams if you've never had a reading before, so that you know what to expect or how my readings go, etc., etc. Because I know every medium's a little bit different. Karina says, yay, thank you. You're welcome. No, thank you. I appreciate it. Your pathos plant is a very, he's very serious. He is very quiet, and he's the guy in the corner at the party with his hands in his pants, just staring at people. Whereas your bird of paradise plant is a lot more open to talk and bubbly and would have a conversation with someone if someone started a conversation with them. So, okay. Oh, thank you, Emma. She says, definitely recommend private readings. I appreciate that. Okay. Karina, thank you so much for making a plant reading. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to your plants and you in the chat. I can totally see that, right? It's so funny once you get to see the plants' personalities. It's fun. I did a private plant reading with someone once. It was actually I have a bundle reading called the Homebody Bundle. So it's literally everything. It's a pet reading, a house reading, a plant reading, and a medium reading. And it was one of the most fun readings I've ever had. This woman was so fun. She was so nice. She just had me on her phone. And her husband was watching TV in the other room. And when it got to the plant reading portion of her big bundle reading, we were just running through her house. She's like, do you mind if I take you places to show me your plants? I was like, well, technically I don't need to see them, but if you want to, that's fine. She's like, great. When you're a little kid and you're having a sleepover at your friend's house, and you try to go through all of the rooms in the house to stay away from your parents that are talking to each other because you don't want to go home. It was kind of like that. She was just taking me through her house on her phone because all of the private readings are through Zoom, and we were just talking to all of her plants, and it was a really fun girl time. Anyways, I appreciate it. We're going to move on. So next reading is, oh, that's not the right one. This one. Another plant reading with Alyssa N. Alyssa, are you in the chat? When booking a private reading, do you have to wait 30 days? No. When booking a private reading, my readings just book out 30 days in advance. So back in November, everyone was booking private pet readings, and I was booked out 2-3 months in advance. But now I have my son, and I used to book out 6 months in advance. And if someone canceled, or if I had to cancel, the biggest reason I took away the whole booking out 6 months in advance is so that if I have to cancel, you guys don't have to wait more than 6 months to try and reschedule the reading. Or if something happens and you have to cancel and you want to reschedule, you don't have to wait 6 months. So I only book out 30 days in advance now, so that if you guys have to reschedule or if I have to reschedule, then you won't have to wait so long for a reading. Or if you book 6 months out, you're still waiting 6 months. So I changed it so that you guys could have readings quicker, and it can be more simple. So JC, my readings vary depending on if they're live stream readings or private readings, but if you go to my website, then you can go look at the prices if you'd like. So, okay. Alyssa, I know that you said, hi, I'm here. Yes. Okay. We will do your plant reading. So Alyssa says, I have a few houseplants, and I specifically am curious if my pathos plant is wanting to stay where he is or if he wants a change of scenery. Okay. Is your pathos plant by a front window, Alyssa? Sorry, I was laughing because Emma was talking about how one of her grandparents, who referred to himself as looking like David Hasselhoff, she talked to her grandma about it, and her grandma was like, yeah, right. Okay, so Alyssa says yes, in between two. Okay, because he likes, your pathos plants likes where they're at, but they like to be up higher. Were they ever like on top of the refrigerator or on top of a cupboard or top of like a dresser or a nightstand? They don't want to be on a table because they don't like if animals or people try to pick at them. They like being up a little bit higher. No, but I never thought about it. Okay. Well, if you want to give him a change of scenery, they would like to be up higher, whether it's just not on a table. They don't want to be on a table. They say too many things try to touch them when they're on the table, which is just really funny. So, okay, makes sense for sure. Cool. Because I talked to a plant one time that was on top of someone's like armoire. Is that what it's called? Like a closet that opens, but it's freestanding. And they really liked being there. And that's kind of what they make me feel like they would rather be, is up a little bit higher. Also, Alyssa says, what my plants need in general. Do you have a plant that flowers and they're like pink flowers, Alyssa? Are you sold out by any chance for readings? I think I might be sold out because no one else has made any more readings. I haven't been keeping track though. And it's okay. I think it's Rain Monet. Rain, if I sell out, I will do another live stream. I promise. I shall be back. The leaves turn pink before blooming into leaves. Okay, perfect. The pink one, the one with the pink leaves, they talk about how they would rather be watered from the bottom up than the top down. Because I feel like sometimes... Oh, Iman says, no, there's a medium reading still available. That's very kind. Thank you, Iman. So Alyssa, your pink leaf plant, they're saying that the water, if you water them from the top, it's getting too mushy, almost like mold could grow and stuff. And they would rather if you could put them in water. So like a pie tin of water, and then put their pot in it so that the water seeps up from the bottom up, because they're getting too wet from the top down. They may also need to be, what is it called when you give them like nutrients or something? Fertilized. I feel like they might need a little bit of fertilizer in their soil because they're getting a little depleted. But other than that, they're very happy and they like the music that you play in your house. Bye, Ashley. Please take care of your little Scottish friend. Okay, makes sense. Got it. Thank you for making me giggle. I'm glad that I could make you giggle, Ashley. And Alyssa, I'm glad that makes sense. Do you have another plant that may be like my snake plant? They're just saying that they're taller and they sit on a pot on the floor up against a wall. Do you know what plant that might be? They're tall. They sit on the floor and they're up against a wall. Yes. Okay. That plant needs more water, and they say that where they're at, it's too cold. So I don't know if they're over like a floor vent or underneath a floor vent, but they said that it gets too cold where they're at and they want more water. They don't care how they get it. They just need more. Oh, I'm sorry, Rain. Can you tell if it's upstairs or downstairs? Downstairs. It's on like hardwood floor, I believe. All I hear is SpongeBob water. V, you're so funny. Also, thank you to everyone who has come in during, like, respectively, if you're allowed, but come in. Alyssa says, oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, great. Perfect. Thank you so much for making a reading, Alyssa. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed your mini plant psychic reading. I just was saying thank you to everybody that has stopped in at work. Hopefully you're doing it carefully, because I don't want any of you to get in trouble, because I know it's weird. This is just like in the middle of the day. So I appreciate everyone that comes during the day on a Thursday. You're welcome. I'm glad you liked it. I like talking to plants. Your plant that sits on the floor that we just got done talking to, the tall one, he's very like, no nonsense. Sam says, hi, Liv. This is my first time catching one of your lives. It's my goal to get a reading done by you, hopefully at the end of the summer. I love your videos. Aw, Sam, thank you. I appreciate that. I know my readings are expensive, and I really appreciate the fact that you guys value my time through my readings. I had someone comment on TikTok, I think, about how my readings were really expensive, and I get it. I know they are expensive, but there's also like a lot of business stuff that goes into it. So when you're doing business things, running a business, you have to pay for taxes for the government, right? And then you also have to pay and set money aside for expenses, right? And like expenses is like your website, being able to use my booking software, being able to use Zoom, like just normal business expenses, like the things that run the business. And just between taxes for the government and things for running the business expense-wise, half of everything that I make goes straight to the business. So like I get it, and I just want to say I appreciate anybody that's watching this, whether it be now or in the future. It's a lot to try and run like a small business, and I appreciate the people that do think that my readings are worth that. So thank you. Okay. Moving on. And also just the fact of like, if you can't buy a reading, that's okay. I understand. You don't have to buy a reading from me. If you're okay with just having a small live stream reading, or just being on the live streams, listening to the podcast, watching the videos, that is fabulous. And you don't need to ever buy a reading from me. You really don't. I know they're expensive. So just, I appreciate, Sam, you saying that, and I hope that we can have a reading one day, because it is like setting a goal, and it feels good when you can accomplish something. But I also am saying all of this to recognize that I understand it's expensive, and I appreciate it. I appreciate your support. So let's see. Oh, we can do this. The next reading is Karina again. Oh, hi, Karina. I think it's the same Karina. Karina just made a psychic medium reading, though, instead of their last reading. My next paycheck, I'll definitely pay for reading. Oh, Luna, that's very sweet of you. Again, though, you don't have to if you don't have the money. I just want to say I recognize that it's expensive, and you know, that's it. So thank you. Hi, yes. Okay, cool. Karina made a psychic medium reading. Also, Karina, thank you for being patient and letting Alyssa go next, because that's just like, that was the sequential order. So I appreciate your patience. Not everyone's like that. Okay. Karina says, is there anyone that would like to come through for me? And if not, I'd like to know about an experience I had when I was younger, when I had sleep paralysis and broke free and saw a huge black static hole over me, and then it disappeared. That house was a little haunted. I like how you're just like, it was a little haunted. Lorna says, what kind of questions can be asked during a medium reading? Can we ask questions to our guides, or it must be someone that's passed on? You can ask questions to your guides, Lorna. You can also ask questions to someone who's passed on. When I talk about psychic medium readings, I like to say that there's two things that we can focus on, because sometimes people aren't always comfortable with, right? Karina's just laughing. I I just like the way that you said it, that you're like, I had a sleep paralysis demon, but the house was haunted. So Lorna, to answer your question, some people make medium readings with me, even though they're not comfortable with talking to souls or spirits, which is totally fine. Because as a medium, the way my gifts work is I have the ability of past, present, and future. So if you want to focus on psychic things, which is what I would say, like stuff that's going on in your life now that could happen, that has happened, again, that's past, present, future, then we can focus on psychic things, and that would also be more of like your spirit guides. But we can also focus on medium things, which is souls that have passed. So if that helps answer your questions a little bit. I also know on the website, I tell you like what in the reading description, what the focus is, if that helps you. And so Kenya, I hope you have a good study session and you get a good grade on whatever it is that you're studying, because school is hard. So let's, for Karina's question, were you like a teenager or getting into being a teenager when when you had that sleep paralysis dream, Karina? Were you like 12, 13, 10, 11, 12, 13, like that? No, more like 12, 13, 11, 12, 13. Were you in that age range when you had that weird sleep paralysis thing? Yes. Okay. So, Ivan, at like 12. Okay. Got it. Sorry, I was reading the chat. So the reason I ask about your age is because people ask me to confirm or deny experiences that they've had. So as a medium, what I try to do is see what I can perceive, because if I can perceive something, then maybe it is spiritual or paranormal in origin. And if I can't see anything, either I just can't see it for whatever reason, or perhaps maybe it wasn't like a spiritual or paranormal experience type of thing. So that's why I asked those questions. Karina said, I'd have that experience of sleep paralysis, but with back vibrations. Okay. So I think, were you in sports or something too when you were 12? Were you in like swimming or another different like athletic thing in school? No. Okay. Because for whatever reason, I don't think it was the answer that I get is that it wasn't external, because there are low vibrational things that exist out there that if you're going through a hard time, things can like follow you energetically back to your house, etc., etc. No sports. Okay. No, that's fine. However, there's also that you can manifest stuff yourself. So I don't necessarily think that your sleep paralysis, that weird, what does it say? You saw like a huge black static hole over and then it disappeared. I feel like what you were perceiving was more a manifestation of like stress and things that you were going through at that time, even if it wasn't sports, but just like school, family, personal related. It was more of like externalizing in an energetic way the feelings and emotions that you had. Does that make sense? And that's why you were experiencing that. It's almost like your energy was manifesting, and that's why you saw this weird staticky blob, because that was a manifestation of the things that you were going through, not necessarily something that was following you. Jace's puberty can bring these experiences too. Yeah. So I just want you to know that it wasn't something scary that you have to like sage it out, like when in doubt, sage it out. But it was more just like your energy painted a scary picture. And then once it ended, it meant that you were over it. Rain says, I was about to say that also. Because a lot of times people come to me and they're like, I had this experience. Was it something? I would say the majority of the time people think that it's external. But sometimes it's not. And that's okay. It's actually, I think, in a way better, because once you physically get over it, then metaphysically you also get over it too. So, okay, that makes me feel better. I've been thinking about it a lot. Well, I'm glad it makes you feel better. It's over and it's okay. Karina says, I also used to get a stabbing sensation too. Well, I'm glad that's gone and it hasn't happened again. I don't necessarily know how the stabbing sensation could manifest. That might just be like the biological reaction to the energy. Hello, KLD. But as far as I can tell, it's not something that is external. So then I had a dream someone was stabbed at the house, but it wasn't me. That's terrible. Sorry, I'm just reading. Hi, Sandy. I am doing readings, Carrie. I'll start with the static energy. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm not sure about the dream. That might have also just been not paranormal, but more so, what is it? Biological, like in your brain. I've been through energy like that for anxiety. Okay, and last question. So does that mean no one came forward? No. I just wanted to answer that question first because that's the information I was getting first. So, bye, Paper Flower. Have a good night. Sorry, there's lots of comments. It's not that no one came forward. So, Karina, let me ask. Do you have are you in school, Karina? Or do you work? Or both? Hello. Martiza? I think it's Maritza. No, I'm not in school, just working. Okay, got it. There's a man that's stepping forward. He has brown hair and he has like a brown mustache. The chat needs color. Aw, thank you, Coley. I appreciate that. He has brown hair or like dark brown hair, but he has a brown mustache and he's showing me himself as being like 46 years old. Maritza. Thank you, Maritza. And he's stepping forward and he's just talking about I'm confused because I feel like he should be older than the way that I'm perceiving him. So I'm trying to figure out who he could be to you. Why is someone ringing my doorbell? They're just going to have to not have anything ringing. I don't recognize that description. Okay, that's all right. Did you pursue school at one point in time, Karina? A younger version of my grandpa, maybe? Okay, because he might be showing me that he's younger. Did your grandfather smoke, Karina? I don't think so. He was very religious. Okay. Then maybe it's not him. There's this man stepping forward and he is talking about you wanting to pursue whether it be a job or an education. He just makes me feel like he shows me you sitting down and working on something, but you gave up on it. Does that make sense? And if it doesn't, then I can be entirely wrong. And I can try and ask for someone else to come forward. Oh, happy belated birthday, Ivan. I do want a higher paying job. I was applying to jobs recently. Okay, that's what it is then. That's why I was just assuming it was school, because I saw you like working on something at a desk, but he says that you gave up. So when it comes to applying for jobs, he wants you to not give up, because he makes me feel like you do deserve better, but you can't give up on yourself when it comes to pursuing a new job or getting paid more at the job that you are right now. I got 3 rejections already. I'm so sorry. It's okay. He just doesn't want you to give up, because you're going to be able to get what you want. It's just going to take a little bit longer than what you think. But he made me feel like you really want to. And I don't want to say that this man, whoever he may be, whether he's your grandfather or not in a younger version, is disappointed in you, but he's not. He just makes me feel like there's the possibility that you're going to give up. And he says, no, you can't. You're not allowed to. And does this person watch over me? Do you have a brother, Karina? I have 2 older brothers. Okay, good. Because I want to make sure it's your grandfather. And I just asked, like, if this is someone that's related to Karina, if you could be his grandfather, tell me something that I won't know. And he says that you have brothers. So that makes sense. He is someone that watches out over you. He's very kind, but he's also very like stoic. Does that match the father, or a description of your grandfather, like stoic and kind? He also might just be acting stoic, because if he was religious, he may not like mediums, but he's going to step forward for you regardless, because he wants to talk to you. Keep applying, Karina. Patience is key. Don't settle for what you want. Oh, don't settle. Go for what you want, says Bandmad. He does appear tan. Yes. He has very tan skin. I feel like he could have spoken a different language as well. Would your grandfather would he have worn a hat too? I think he was kind of serious, but would also be humorous. Yeah. Got it. Do you know if he wore a hat too? And like jeans and like a button down, like tan or off-white shirt? He's dressed up kind of nice. He would wear a hat because it would be cold. Okay. Yeah, because he's wearing a hat when I see him. So he might just be showing me a younger version of himself, which is normal. Souls will show me my family's from El Salvador. Okay, got it. So then that would make sense as to why he would speak a different language. So, do you have any other questions for this man? I don't want to necessarily say he's your grandfather. I feel like he could be, but it's more so the information than the person that's more important. Yes, one last question. Okay. We'll see if he can answer this. I'm sure, well, we'll see if he can answer this. Take your time. Maritza, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was saying your name right. We have one last reading, and it has been a while, so I will have to go. But I try to do live stream readings once a month, if not twice. This is the first one in July so far, I think, so I might do another one, but we will see. But I will be back. Karina says, yes, I think my mom misses him a lot, so I wonder if it's him. Any messages for my mom? Your mom's not the oldest, is she, out of the siblings? Is your mom the oldest? No, she's not. Is your mom very responsible? But she loved him so much and misses him a lot and talks to him. Yeah. Because he shows me that there were other kids, But he also shows me that she's very responsible. I would say so. That's why I asked if she was the oldest, because usually souls will show me someone who is the oldest as being responsible, but he also showed me there was other children, so I'm trying to make sense of what he wants to say through pictures. In El Salvador, do they have like quinceañeras? Yes. Okay. 6 kids total. That's a lot. Do they celebrate like quinceañeras in El Salvador? Excuse me if I don't know and that's not correct. They do. Okay. Because he's showing, did she celebrate her quinceañera? Because the reason I'm asking is he's showing me that one of his favorite memories with her, even though she's not the oldest, he says she's one of the more responsible children. He said that for her birthday party, they were dancing, and it was one of his favorite memories for the dance that they had for her birthday party. Does that make sense for you? Because he makes me feel like he really enjoyed dancing with her. Oh, you're welcome. Coley says, this is so cool. I've never seen you live, even though I'm on the server for quite some time now. I know you've been here for a while, and you've been an inspiration for a lot of the things that I've written and talked about, Coley, so thank you. You have such a beautiful energy. It always makes me smile. Like Mr. Ed. The horse, Mr. Ed. That's hilarious. Thank you. I appreciate that, Coley. Anyways, Karina, you're welcome. Again, I know I've said this before and you've been here for the whole live, but souls know, see, hear, and feel everything. So if that helps your mother to know, even she doesn't even have to know that it came from a medium, because if your grandfather was religious, if your mom's religious, I don't want people to feel like stepped on or undermined or anything like that by mediumship. The same way that you might pray to like God or Jesus or whoever, whatever religion it is the same way you can talk to your past loved ones. So, okay, yes, I try to keep that in mind. Good. I just want to make sure you know, because he knows that she talks to him. Your grandfather knows that your mom talks to him. And just to validate that he knows and is around, he just showed me that little memory. So it's really cute. She was just like almost the same height as him, which is funny when they were dancing. It's just cute. So thank you very much, Karina, for making a reading. Do you have any last questions before I go? And we move on to the last reading, the last person that has a reading for today. Thank you, Ivan. I appreciate that. No, that's it. Okay, perfect. Sam says, have to head out, but it was so great. Can't wait for the next one. Thanks, Liv. You're welcome, Sam. Thank you for hanging out. You guys are very nice, and I really appreciate your kind comments. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Oh. Wait, did I do all of them? I gotta make sure. Hang on. I apologize. Maybe I did all of the readings. Let me move this over and see if I can make sure that I did. I was running late with the roofer person that was talking about stuff, and it made me forget all of the things that I should look at first. I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying the live stream. I think it's good to do the live stream readings too, because this is literally what it's like when you have a reading with me, except for that, I can't see your face necessarily, but I used one of my favorites, and I know Sandy was in the comments, but Sandy's a lovely individual who's supported PsycKicks for a very long time. and I have had the pleasure of giving Sandy's husband a reading. And that was one of my favorite readings, not only for the souls that I got to talk to, but also for the fact that their husband had never had a reading with someone like me. And they thought that, still here, Sandy, can I tell this story? Is that okay? There's nothing bad. I won't say like personal details or anything. Not that I really know personal details, but okay, yes. So Sandy's husband had only ever had a reading with, I think, like one of his family members took him to someone that was a very different person that does quote unquote seances than me. Because I guess you could call what this is a seance, but I wouldn't really call it a seance. But anyways, he seemed so like scared because it was almost like he expected me to do like some very interesting ritual and like wear a silly or funny hat or whatever else. And when it was just me talking to him, he was like, this is really nice. I actually feel like I can relax. And I'll always remember that reading because V says, I remember the story. Sandy is the best. But it was just funny because he thought it was going to be like this big like song and dance and all of this other stuff. I'm like, no, it's just me. We're just talking. That's it. That's all. So anyways, it was just fun. Okay. So we did a reading for Iman. Let me do this. Fulfilled. If you guys are getting emails because you did a reading, it's just because I'm making sure that I did them. And then we also had Becky. Becky got their reading. His mom actually spoke with her voice through the medium. Really? That's crazy. Sandy, did the medium's voice like actually change? He loved you. I adored your husband too. He was very sweet. Okay, and then we had Anitra. Yes. Oh, okay. So if that happened to me though too, if I went to a medium and their voice actually changed to be someone else's voice, I would lose it. I would also be extremely scared any other time someone said that they were going to take me to a medium. Oh, wow. That would freak out anyone for the first time, right? Exactly. Exactly my thought too. Okay, no, I think we actually made it. We went through all of the readings. So, with that being said, I have like 10 more minutes and then we'll call it a day. So if anyone has questions, spirituals questions, etc., go for it. I love to get my husband to do this, but he's such a left brain type of dud, but I would want to prove him wrong so bad. Oh, Iman. I always tell people that it's not my job to like make people a believer, or like if people are like, that's a whole bunch of baloney, that's hokey. I'm like, that's okay. I get it. And if they're meant to change their mindset, it'll happen like organically. Because I know there's like some people out there that are like, I'm going to do a reading for you and it's going to change for everything. Oh, you don't have to. The readings I watch are so cool. It's interesting to see other mediums. One of the mediums that I liked to watch was now I can't remember her name. She has a book called like Voices in My Ear. She was this really cute little British lady from across the pond, and she was only clairaudient. So she would hear people just like how you and I are talking, and it blows my mind. Brandmad said, is every person reincarnated? As far as I understand, yes, unless there's like religious restrictions to that. Some people I talk to don't believe in reincarnation, which is totally okay. But they're still open to like spirit guides and things like that because they still believe in like one incarnation. But I honestly think about that and I don't have a full answer, but just like as a talking point, I have a friend who ended up like, they're like one of like born again Christians or something. And they believe just in like one incarnation. And I know that here, I'm going to take this down. I know that a soul, as far as I understand, and if my opinion ever changes or my understanding changes, I will 100% change, let you guys know that I changed my opinion or my mind. But I understand it as that a soul has to choose to reincarnate for them to live another life. Like it's a conscious decision. But I honestly, like, it makes me think about the people that, I always use my friend as a description because he says once he gets to heaven, he's just going to eat ice cream cones and be happy. And I'm like, okay, which he can do as far as I understand. But then I get into the idea of like reincarnation. I'm like, well, if a soul only believes in one incarnation and doesn't want to reincarnate and just wants to like eat ice cream cones in heaven like my friend does, then will their soul ever reincarnate? I don't know. If I learn the answer, I'll let you know. Okay. I know Coley says, do plants remember their past lives? Oh, I love when you guys ask questions like this. Do plants remember their past lives? Well, the only time I've only ever talked to one person that I believe had a past life as a tree, like a big old like oak tree or something, right? And now they're living a life as a person. So I feel like if we're going with the same line of thinking, that a tree, I've never asked a tree before. When I ask that question, the answer that I get is it's not necessarily that a tree remembers its past lives. See, for me, I think trees are cooler than people. So, like, if you're thinking about things in a karmic reasoning, I know different religions think that people are the highest form of consciousness, but I honestly think that plants or trees are a higher form of consciousness just because I don't understand how trees know everything, like spiritually. Even though they're sessile, which means that they don't move, they're rooted in one place, they know so much, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I think that is because, intrinsically speaking, if trees did not evolve before people did, then people wouldn't be where we are today. So it's almost like we need to not necessarily pay homage, but be more respectful to plant life, because without the ecosystem that plants built because of how they evolved, we wouldn't be alive today. So karmically speaking, that's my own opinion. So when I ask the question of do plants remember their past lives, the answer that I get is it's not necessarily important that they remember their past lives as how humans do, like more egotistically. But the fact that as a plant, they're more physically connected to everything than people are. So it's not that they don't remember them or that they do remember them. It's just that they're physically and spiritually intrinsically tied to their past lives differently than when we incarnate as humans. I'm not going to be able to say that again, so good luck with that on the replay. I hope that answers your question. Abigail says, do you have a ritual before and after readings? I don't. I don't have like a specific ritual. The one thing I've been doing lately that's the most ritualistic thing is when I sit down in my office to do work, I like to light my little dollar store candles. For me, colors mean different things. So I have the pink one lit back there because pink for me deals with unconditional love. So when I light the candle, I invite the intention of love and understanding, so that hopefully our readings can have and be fueled by love and understanding. And then I have that purple one, but it's actually white, like the wick or the candle itself is white, even though the glass is purple. And I just like the one that the way that one smells. And then before readings, sometimes I'll ask like who's going to be coming in, but that's more so just for private readings because it's just one person. So for live stream readings, I'm just like, setting the intention. I hope that, happy, loving things come through. And then at the end of readings, I actually thank spirit when I leave. I try to go through my head of all of the souls that I've talked to, both physically and spiritually, and just thank them and the universe for allowing me to talk to people. So that's really it, but it only takes like a second. It's not like a big song and dance. It's just a thing in my mind that I do. So yeah. Sorry. Other questions. A great Vila says, I think it's just the way that we remember our past lives. We may or may not remember that we had one. No, that's true. I do past life readings. It's one of the Patreon like exclusive readings. So if you're interested in like a past life reading privately with me, it's on Patreon for tier 3 and higher. It used to be tier 4 and higher, but I lowered it because I thought it was silly for it to be so exclusively exclusive. I might even change it just to like tier 2 and higher. We'll see. But sometimes people will ask me like, how many past lives have I had? And I can't really answer that question. I just try to see whoever wants to step forward. And that could be anywhere from 1 to, I think I had like 5 or 6 past lives for someone once. And each of them had something to do or say that was going on or synonymous or related to things that were going on in that person's life. Is that always the case? No, but just for this one reading it was. So it was kind of cool. But yeah, sometimes we don't remember, but they're still there. Oh, Coley says that makes sense, but I imagine if a plant could remember having a name, that would be kind of funny. That is really funny. Lorna said, what was it like being a medium and being pregnant? Were you able to know anything about your child, or did you try not to? I like that question. As a pregnant person, I was, as a type A pregnant person, I was getting lost in the sauce on TikTok, but it was not like the mommy lifestyle vloggers TikTok. It was like the midwives and the licensed labor and delivery nurses and other people that were like doulas and actual like OBGYN doctors. That was the brand of TikTok I was getting lost in. And it seemed like through all of those things, every one of them or most of them were mothers themselves. And they talked about having like a dream or premonition of their child. And I never really experienced that. So no, not at all. Unfortunately. And I was just talking about this with my friend. She just had a baby not too long ago. And when she got pregnant, she reached out to me because I think I had just been a mom for a few months when she found out she was pregnant. And she was telling me about all of these like spiritual dreams that she was having of her baby and how her mom knew that like what the name of the baby was going to be because her and her husband kept changing it. And every time her mom and then like her other friend or something would have like a dream or a premonition of what the name changed to without even being told. And I was like, I don't understand how you get all this cool stuff. And I was just a really swollen circle. So anyways, I didn't have as many things as I feel like everyone else talks about. No. But it was definitely an experience. Okay, let's see. Does Roberto like his name? I think he does. It's a spicy name. Swollen. I was a swollen circle. I had to be induced because it wasn't preeclampsia. I had gestative hypertension. So like my blood pressure was really high and my ankles were swelling. It was not okay. I look at like the TikToks that I made like right before I gave birth and my face is just like huge and I look very uncomfortable. Okay, can you tell if people have met their soulmates? Are soulmates linked to past lives? All right, Brandman. So when it comes to soulmates, I have developed the opinion just from talking to spirit guides and other souls, etc., that soulmates, and my husband, by the way, hates this analogy. He's like, when I told him my hypothesis or my opinion about it, He was like, that's trash, and I don't believe it. And I'll tell you why in a second. So when it comes to soulmates, I believe that people can have more than one soulmate. And I do think that soulmates are linked to past lives or soul families. So spiritual ties that your soul has to other souls is what I would call could be a soul family. It might be much more complicated than that, but just to make it a lot more simple. But when it comes to soulmates, I think people can have more than one soulmate. I think a soulmate is another soul that you incarnate with that is here to teach you lessons and help you gain perspective and grow spiritually and soulfully in and of itself. Soulmates, though, no matter what happens in your life, you guys may be together for a while, learn a lot of things, and then you guys might completely be gone for a while. But with soulmates, you always come back no matter what. So a soulmate can be a mom, it can be a lover, they can be a friend, a sister, uncle, a pet even. It's just that they're here to give you the perspectives and teach you hard lessons, and the relationship may not always be easy, but no matter what, even if you're apart for some time, you'll always come back together or find each other. So that is like my idea of a soulmate. And the reason my husband doesn't like it is because he's like, you're not allowed to have any other soulmates. I'm your only soulmate. So he doesn't subscribe to that one because he just wants people to have one soulmate. So Brent says that, or you can do a video on soulmates. I'm curious if everyone has one. I do think everyone has a soulmate, and I think they have more than one. So Lauren says, if you have psychic gifts, can you block yourself from either developing them or using them? Yes. I just talked about in part 2 of the video that came out yesterday on spiritual psychosis that I don't know how I was relating this now. My whole brain just blanked. Can you block yourself from developing or using them? Oh, it wasn't the spiritual psychosis. I'm actually editing a podcast for a collaboration with 2 lovely people that will be coming out at the end of July. It'll be a podcast first, and then I think I'll release the video. But we were talking about, oh, no, that's how it has to relate to the spiritual psychosis video. I talk about how I don't believe that everyone can be a psychic medium and why. And we talked about this a little bit in the podcast that I'm editing for the end of July. But the individuals and I were talking about how people can go through a spiritual awakening, but they can also, hello from Iceland, people can also block themselves as well. So we're supposed to learn certain things in our lives, right? Like, I think everyone has psychic abilities. However, if a person doesn't want to believe that they have psychic abilities and they're just like, that's a whole bunch of baloney, that can be them blocking themselves from their potential. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question? Hi, Christabel. I feel like I've become blocked myself. I understand. How do you find your soulmate? I'm still looking, crying. I'm so sorry. And I did talk to someone too. Well, I didn't talk to them. They were talking in the Instagram. I was asking questions on Instagram, and they responded about how they keep seeing future versions or future things happening to people, and they don't want to keep seeing future things happening to people. And I said, well, your spirit guides help mediate those things. So if you don't want to perceive things in a certain way, talk to your spirit guides about it, because your spirit guides are going to be the ones that help mediate and bring in information to you, which is through your psychic abilities. And they had a conversation with their spirit guides. And again, you can talk to your spirit guides just like you talk to your past loved ones. There's no like specific song or dance that you have to do necessarily, or at least in my perspective, in order to communicate with them. You can just talk to them in your mind. You can talk to them out loud, whatever makes you feel good. But they came back when I asked another question. They said, I talked to my spirit guides and now I can't hear anything. I'm completely spiritually blocked. And I was like, okay, so I'm assuming this person is telling me the truth, or they're just like not, but I assume that they're telling me the truth. So does that answer your question? I hope it does. Amon says, I agree with your husband, lol. The soap operas I watch make me think there can only be one. I'm okay with that. If you think there can only be one, that's great. Spirituality is all just about like throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks. And if you don't like what sticks for someone else, that's fine. You can think that there's just one soulmate. I'm okay with that. I think that's cool. So I think I answered the question. Lauren said, I do think that you can block yourself from developing them or using them, because if that's your mindset, then that's your mindset. But I also do think that people's abilities can only develop so far because that's uniquely individualistic to them. Just like I always have dreams that I can run really fast and I can run really far. Because when I was little, I was in, cross country. And I always had to do the sports that my brother did. Because when he started driving, we had to share a car, right? And I hated cross country because I wasn't good at it. So now I have dreams where I can run fast and I can run really far without getting tired. But the way that my body is built, I'm really just good at sprinting. That's it. I could get good at sprinting, but I don't think I will ever be a good distance runner. And it's kind of the same thing with your psychic abilities. However your brain works, however you were born with the way your brain works and your psychic abilities, I do think that they can be developed and understood to an extent, but it's going to be consistent or constrained with just who you are as an individual. So I think I answered that in a weird roundabout way. But anyways, Lauren says, I've always wanted to learn more and super intrigued, but my mom keeps telling me it's all bad. My mom is a psychic medium, and there's some things that I talk about that she just really doesn't like. So that's okay. I don't think all things are bad, but I do think when it comes to spiritual things, you should have discretion and use your best judgment to decide what things you want to learn about and how, just like anything else. So I've had dreams having conversations with you. Don't mean to be creepy, lol. No, it's not creepy. I had people telling me that too. And on Patreon for a while, I asked people to send in their stories about where they were talking to us or talking to me. And I shared them on Patreon. It was kind of fun. So Abigail says, have you noticed your abilities changing over time? 100%. 100%. All the time. I always think that your abilities are going to change. Like, you may be very clairaudient, which is clear hearing, or you may be very clairvoyant, which is clear seeing for like a really long time. And then all of a sudden it's like these other clairs creep in, like clairsentience or clairgustance, which is clear tasting. Those might creep in, and then it's like the other ones kind of simmer down a little bit, and those ones take charge. So when it comes to psychic abilities, it's always like an ebb and a flow. And that's something that I talk about a lot with people who also feel that they have mediumship capabilities. And they're like, I just feel like everything's off lately. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, listen, it's normal. It's okay. It's just like your personality or your emotions during the day anyways. So hello, Jonathan. I'm sorry you just made it in because I might just be leaving. Anyways, I am going to go because it's been 2 hours and I need to try and do some other work. My son is being lovely sat on by my sister-in-law. I don't mean that physically. You guys get it. It's a joke on being babysat. But anyways, thank you all so much for being here today. I will try to do another live stream in the future. Maybe this month, for sure, another one in August. I'm not sure if I'll have time this month, but we shall see. Because I'm trying to record more content with one of my friends. So anyways, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you so much. And until next time, peace. How do I end this? There it is. Bye. Thank you.